I'm walking on my way to my very first tournament with the Harlequins. I've got my glasses on because I'm pretty short-sighted, so I want to be able to see across the tabletop. Got everything packed up and on my way to hopefully what's going to be a really fun event. The Game Preserve here in Bloomington, Indiana. This is where the tournament's going to be held today. I'm a little bit early, but I'm going to step in a moment and get ready and get started. Okay, so here we have some of the armies lined up already. Everyone getting ready, all the tables there.
No worries. Just wait a few years. It'll be 1,000.
Well, now that they have different
Scary
names,
stuff. I am indeed. Say hi. So this Bryce, tournament organizer. Say hi, Bryce.
Hi, Bryce.
Null Zone, Modern Heroes, Obfuscation.
Got Nick here from Beer and Bat
And then
Wraps,
these two are using the Umbromancy.
using his scary Nurgle and Tzeentch army. Ugh. Lots and lots of Primaris, which were expected. And me knocking everything over. This is Fred. Say hi, Fred.
How you doing?
Okay, so he's going to be playing with his amazing looking Ultramarines army here. Look at that. Some really classic models in there as well. We're playing round one. We've got a hostage each who we're going to try and save.
Did you get your? Yep, you got him. And
From the
who's my
clutches.
hostage? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Nicely
exactly.
rendered, too.
Yep, there we go.
All right.
How are you feeling about the game, Fred?
Well, uncertain, but we must have fortitude, so let's see what we can do.
Okay, let's see how this goes. So round one, I was playing Fred and his Ultramarines. Beautifully painted army, and he's got like models back from the Rogue Trader days, you know, with all the beaky helmets, the original like Jess Goodwin ones. Really cool, really nice to see as well. You don't see them that often. And we had a fairly simple mission format. So each of us had one hostage. So we had to capture the other person's hostage, and we had to defend the hostage that we'd taken. Makes sense, right? Pretty simple. Now, Fred has been playing a long time and has been playing a lot of different editions. It did, however, mean that he had to look through the codex quite a few times, which did slow down gameplay. So we only actually got to the end of turn 2, which did cost me the game in the end. We came out with a draw because neither of us could actually score any points in that time. But we did have a lot of fun. Now, what went well, what went badly? Honestly, this round went really well for me. I had a little bit of luck with those 4+ saves, which was good. And just the speed of those jet bikes really hurt. So they were able to be right in his face, like by turn 1. By turn 2, I'd killed a Vindicator, had basically, you know, fallen back and then shot and then moved back into his Marine squad. And I think by the next turn I would have had the hostage, which would have gotten me the point. On the other hand, he did have his Terminator Librarian, Deep Strike, right next to the hostage on my side. However, I did have a troop waiting, a troop master, and then another troop waiting a little bit further away. He did kill 3 of my players through smite, so maybe that would have balanced out the odds, but we did decide that I probably would have won that game if it carried on for another turn. Still, it was a really nice, fun start, very kind of chilled and relaxed and not too kind of competitive as a game. Fred's a really nice guy as well, so we had a good chat, and he's really into his narrative stuff, so we had a lot of fun just like making a bit of a role play out of it and just having, you know, a good game. So wasn't the most competitive game, wasn't quite what I was expecting from a tournament game, but as I said, this was a narrative tournament really, and a lot of the players there were used to narrative games, and we had a good time, and that's what counted. So that was round 1. Hey, from Beer and Bat Wraps, check out their channel, they're pretty damn good, some beautifully painted stuff, as you can see an example of right here. And I'm facing his horrible Nurgle demon bliss. Yeah, soupy goodness. So we're playing battle round 2, so my shooting is reduced to 8-inch distance, which is not going to be so good. For the first round, yeah. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, Nick, have a good game.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. So round 2. The mission here was a really interesting one. So there were 3 ways of scoring points. The first way was to kill something, and you got 2 victory points for that. The second way was to get a unit of your own across the board, basically, and you got 1 victory point for that. And the third way was to kill the opponent's warlord, which was 5 victory points. So, potentially quite a high scoring game. And I was playing Nick with his Nurgle and Tzeentch list, which was a very, very tough matchup in this one, particularly since the one other element of the mission was that we had essentially a fog of war. So like in the first round, all shooting and offensive magic was reduced to 8-inch range. Then it went up to 16, I think. Then it went up to 24. Either way, it was like 2 rounds where there was barely any shooting that I could do without putting myself right next to something big and nasty. Now, Nick brought in 1,500 points. He had his Lord of Change with all the bells and whistles, making it practically unkillable, a Great Unclean One, and Mortarion. So big and nasty, and everything else was just Plague Bearers. Loads and loads of Plague Bearers, like a unit of 30 and then a few units of 10. So it was a difficult matchup, but we had a lot of fun. This was probably my favourite game. Nick really knows what he's doing. He also has his own channel called Beer and Bat Reps, and they do a lot of battle reports. So, you know, go for that as well. Go and subscribe to them because they're really fun and they do a lot of different content as well for the hobby. So, advertising over. How did it go? Well, the first turn, I killed his warlord. So his big, unkillable Lord of Change, dead. Which was good. That was a really nice little moral victory for me right in turn 1. However, that's when it started going wrong. So what I should have done after this, sort of thinking back at it, was to then start targeting Mortarion. Because Mortarion spent the rest of the game killing unit after unit after unit, getting him those important 2 points per kill. So what I should have done really, looking back, is I should have put 2 of my units in the Webway, actually preferably 2 of my characters, like my Warlord, to protect from that Warlord kill. And then I should have basically put everything on one side of the board, killed that, tried to kill Mortarion, or just run up the board as quickly as possible. Because the way in which the game worked is that by turn 3 or 4, he'd managed to start isolating my units and really picking off one thing at a time, which is to be expected. I mean, he's a good player, he knows what he's doing, and I made the mistake of misdeploying and not really thinking my mission through properly. So that's what I learned from that. Other things that I learned were Harlequins' kisses are amazing. I love them. So that was one of the main reasons why I did manage to get that Warlord kill turn 1, was because a bunch of players with Harlequins' kisses, 2 of my Troop Masters and a bunch of Skyweavers just came in and murdered him dead. It was great. Really, really good feeling. And I should have taken advantage of that. I think with Mortarion there, I was a little scared of him. I just thought, he's not going to go down. I don't have enough to kill him off. Actually, I probably did. And I should have gone with him. So that was my mistake, but I learned a huge amount from this game. I had a lot of fun. Nick's a fantastic guy as well, so we're going to get in a few more games, hopefully in that ITC format. But it was a tough matchup for the mission, and I was pretty happy that it was a very even game up until the last 2 turns, and that was pretty good. I was happy with it, if not delighted, because obviously I did lose the game in the end. But that was round 2. Round 3, we've got Logan. Say hi. Hi. Hey. And his flyer spam. Ouch. So we're playing the final, the 2,000 points, and we're waiting from Bryce to see exactly what our mission's going to be. Wish me luck. Good luck. Round 3. What can I say? This was tough. This was really tough. So the mission was that we had to basically just kill everything. There was no tabling. Well, there was tabling, but there was no boots on the ground rule. and there were no objectives. And I was playing flyer spam. So this was a really, really tough game, straight from the off. The other thing was that right before the start of the game, we got an orbital bombardment. So within a blast template radius, for those of you who don't know, in 7th edition we had these templates which showed like areas of effect. So we had to put 3 of those down, and everything within that got D3 mortal wounds, which killed a bike and put another bike down to 1 wound straight off before the game started. I did take first turn, and I killed a Razor Wing, which was good, but I misdeployed again in this round, and I should have been focusing all of my bikes to basically push them forward to take down his Hemlocks, because his Hemlocks did work. Another thing to note is that in round 2 and 3, we were able to use battle honors, so we all got like a points value of battle honors to basically improve our units. And obviously I improved my Skyweavers to the point where they were pretty effective, but he improved all of his Hemlocks D-scythes, and they murdered everything. In turn 1, I'd lost 12 bikes. 12 bikes, that's over 600 points. Significant percentage of my army, and pretty much everything that could actually deal with his flyers. So I couldn't deal with them. But I stuck to my guns, and I wanted to continue to play the game, because although I knew that I was going to lose, it's all about still having fun and trying to get as much as you can. And by turn 2, I was feeling a little bit frustrated by the way in which the mission format was against me, but I wanted to continue. I really wanted to keep playing the game and see what I could win back. And in the end, it did pay off, because although I didn't win, in the last round, when my troop masters and my troops all jumped out of their transport and went and killed some of his ground troops, I managed to kill a Vrain with 1 lucky fusion pistol shot. I killed an Archon. I finished off a Ravager. I killed a Venom. I killed some Scourge, but there was one of them left, although I think we forgot the morale phase in that, so actually I think he probably should have died anyway. And on top of that, my Death Jester also managed to kill off a whole bunch of Scourge using an Example Made and Curtain Fall, which is a really, really good little combo. I was surprised at how effective it was. If you roll hot on that, that's a great little combo, and I will be using that again. But essentially, yeah, round 3 was a massacre. I knew that it was going to be a tough matchup. It was a really difficult mission format because I couldn't win on objectives. But, I learned something from it. I learned what not to do against flyers. And that was a good thing to learn, because flyer spam is big in the meta right now, and when we go onto that ITC format, when I start getting those practice games in and start going to those kind of tournaments, I will be facing it. It's one of those gatekeeper armies, and I need to learn. So, difficult round, but is how it is. So, for the tournament overview as a whole, this was a really fun narrative tournament, and although I only got 1 draw and 2 losses, it was really great to get to know everyone, and it reminded me of what a fantastic community we have in this hobby. And here in Indiana, all of them were so welcoming, really, really lovely people, and really brought me into their group in the hobby. So that was great, and I'm really looking forward to getting some more games in. I've already agreed to a couple of rematches, but in the ITC format, I want to play Bryce, the tournament organizer, and his Speed Freak Orcs. Nick and I have said that we want to do something maybe against his Admech, or maybe against his Demons again. Logan wants to use his Grey Knights, but I would love to play his Flyer Spam list again in an ITC format, particularly with everything that I learned from that last game. And yeah, it was just an all-around really fun game, and I came back in a great mood, actually, sort of loving the hobby, ready to get back in there, and looking forward to my next few games. So I just wanted to thank everyone who was involved, thank Bryce particularly for all of the custom missions that he created and all the work that he put into that, and now thank all of you for watching as well. all of these videos and for giving me the support. You guys have been amazing so far. You know, keep liking, subscribing, help me to make this the base for Harlequins players worldwide. Thank you very much, and I've been Kit. Goodbye.